Good morning, everyone. See everyone is joining. Just give it another minute before we get started. Hopefully, everyone is doing okay. I know there's been some crazy weather going on in the Midwest and the South. I was personally without power for 5 days, so that was interesting. I was telling some folks we have a generator which covers most of the stuff in the house. Unfortunately, not the washer and dryer, not the dishwasher. So, but we did have internet. So I was on calls over the last several days. We were actually trading services. We had a friend that was doing our laundry, and then they were coming over and using our internet. So it was a good a fair trade there. But very excited to have the generator turn off and the power turn on last night. So five days and change. I know there's tornadoes and all kinds of craziness going on in the Midwest, so hopefully everybody's staying safe, and hopefully everyone in the Houston area was minimally impacted by at least what I was impacted by. So that said, very excited for summer to start. If we could go to the next slide. Would love to kind of kick things off and just hear from all of you, and just hear about summer plans. So I will start. We didn't get to do kind of a family vacation last year because my daughter's lacrosse aspirations took us all over the place doing tournaments and camps and things like that. So that was really, I was going with her and then my wife, and so we were kind of dividing and conquering through the summer last year. But going to Jackson Hole with another family later this summer. Excited to do that. I've never been. It's been something on my wife's list for a long time. We're going to go to Yellowstone, and the kids are real excited to see all the wildlife. Do some hiking. We're going to do some downhill mountain biking. So really excited to do that later this summer. So okay. Justin's doing a cabin in Minnesota. This is like fast and furious. I need to open the chat so I can actually read it. Okay, Shannon, on the pontoon. Just gonna play that country song on repeat on the pontoon all summer long. Disney Alaska cruise, awesome, Tracy. Okay, Taylor Swift in Amsterdam. Adam, wow. Solo mission, right? If I remember correctly. Taylor Swift is a great show. My daughter's getting married June 9th. Congratulations, Jessica. Flagstaff, Cherry Grove, week in the Cape. Very cool. Shark City, Cape Cod, awesome. Trey, Mexico. I can't even read this fast. Lots of awesome things happening. Canada. Very cool. Kauai, hiking in Norway. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Glacier National Park. Awesome. Am I the only one working this summer? Yes, the entire company is taking the entire summer off. So thank you for your service. Now there will be plenty of work happening this summer. Going to Alabama, family reunion. Very cool. Okay, awesome. Good stuff. Good to hear. Glad that everyone, or most people, are taking some time off and recharging. So why don't we jump in to the agenda, jam-packed as always. We're going to turn there. First, we're going to talk about values and do our shout outs like we did last time, and then turn it over to Shannon. This was a highly requested agenda topic going through HR, lots of change, lots of exciting things happening there. So Shannon's going to take you through it. And then Brandon will go through the support center survey results. We've talked a little bit about it in the past with certain audiences, and so he's going to take us a bit deeper. And then turn things over to Luann, who's going to talk about the call center, who had a really nice improvement in the scores and kind of what she's done to really engage that team and take it to the next level. And then Donna will talk about the annual meeting. Some of you are a part of, and just give you the key takeaways and the happenings at the annual meeting. And then we'll go to Q&A. So why don't we go to our culture shout outs. This is super important for us as we talk about ethos, as we come together, the hospital teams and the support center teams, thinking about our vision, our mission, our purpose, and our values. So we're going to focus on our values here. And if we could go to the next slide, and here's the list. I'm still working on an acronym. I think there was a proposed acronym that is getting mixed reviews. Christy Cotter came up with, I think it was Taco Cub, which works. I think, although now that I see the G in there, I'm not sure that it does work. So maybe Christy can enlighten us at some point on that. But here are our values, and I'm going to start out with a shout out. Oh, Taco Pug, there you go. That could really work. Taco Pug. So we're gonna have to. Everything needs to be vetted by marketing. Nothing is final. These are all draft until marketing can approve it. I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna give a shout out to Ryan Strom, our controller. So he's had a really tough task with integrating all the legacy accounting teams. Not only the teams, but the policies, and making sure that we get to a place of super clean financials. And it is a journey. He's demonstrated incredible courage, I would say, in that journey, leading that team, being shorthanded. And so want to give a shout out to Ryan Strom for his efforts there. So if we can just put in the chat some of the shout outs, and I'll call some of these out as I know people are typing. There's some support for Ryan, and let's see. Deidre, you have 3 pugs and they love tacos. We need a picture of that. I mean, I feel like my imagination is just going wild with thoughts of pugs eating tacos. So at some point we need to see a picture of your pugs in action eating tacos. Okay, teamwork. Yes, the Red Bank move was a monumental effort. Congratulations there. Maritime for their opening their doors in Halifax. Great job there as well. Opening new hospitals, moving existing hospitals, some of the hardest things, and it truly is an all hands on deck approach. So, you know, we called out some of those folks in the annual meeting as well. So we've got Jackie Ross for understanding, teamwork from Brandon for the annual meeting. Ownership, Melissa Flygare and Justin Ungs owning the annual meeting. What a huge success. Awesome job. Agree. Kristen McClure, courage. Lisa Zeiss, teamwork. Pioneering, Tracy Hill. Continuing to reimagine how Ethos leads in science and research with her liaising with discovery as well as consultancy and outside companies and kind of trying to figure out where we're going to do clinical trials and which ones we can take on. Everyone that's already taken Oracle training to make our June launch a success from Shane, agree. Teamwork, partnership between marketing and the talent acquisition teams. Awesome job there. Scott Friedman, teamwork. He's on the road, I believe, today. Chris Janik, courage and authenticity. Great job, Chris. Chris Wilkins, courage. Kristen Porter and Mariah for ownership in their work on with BI and DNA team. Great job. Matt Booth, understanding and pioneering. Gareth Buckley, Becky Cohen for teamwork, and Kate Gottschall for courage and really ramping up that referral marketing team. A couple more here. Pioneering and teamwork for the accounting and Oracle teams. Annie Wayne for teamwork and her ERI. work. So great job. Thank you. Awesome shout outs there. Really appreciate everybody, acknowledging their teammates. And don't let it stop here. I mean, certainly, we show this, we put this up and we encourage it, but in between meetings, reach out to your colleagues, tell them thank you, tell them they're doing a great job. The more we encourage and the more we reinforce these values, the more we'll see them. And the more people will show them. So great job, everyone. So why don't we flip to the next slide, and I will turn things over to Shannon for the HR deep dive. Shannon, take it away.
Awesome. I'm trying to get my camera to turn on. It doesn't want to.
Oh, it keeps on and off.
All right, I think I got it. Sorry, everyone. I'm really excited today to introduce you to the HR team. As you know, we are a pretty lean, but we're a mean fighting machine, is what I like to say. We're definitely working together to improve the teammate experience. And I'm really proud of everyone who's going to come in and talk about their departments. Basically, we wanted to give you an overview so you could kind of meet some of the leaders of these teams and get an understanding of what they do and who they are. And then after we've got time, if we do, we'll answer some questions, but feel free to put some in chat and we can always get back to you after the presentation. So I'm actually going to turn it over first to Michelle, who is going to talk about, I think it's HR technology first.
All right, thanks, Shannon. Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Nacarelli. I'm over the HR technology team. Our team we support most of all the data feeds that are coming in and out from benefits. So anything that's related to your health and welfare benefit providers and our 401k, we're managing those data feeds that are going back and forth. The team also supports audits and data management, updating configuration tables, all the boring setup and configuration that's in those HR systems. We're behind the scenes handling that data updates. Any reporting across the HR systems, that would be our team can help you if you're looking for a report that is across Legacy Vantage, Legacy Ethos, Legacy Dayforce. My team can help consolidate that data and provide that out to you. I listed some of the systems that we do support. So we have different varying support across all of our HR infrastructure. However, going into ideally by early 2025, we'll have all of the EVH legacy businesses consolidated into one HR system that'll combine all of the HR payroll, time scheduling into one HR system. So that is our main 2024 objective, getting all the EVH sites consolidated. So we can go to the next slide. So from a Dayforce implementation, I just wanted to kind of walk through the journey that we've taken so far and where we're going. So in our wave one, we did go live with Support Center, as well as a few Canadian GP sites and one EVH site. Learned a lot from that pilot. But going into our wave two, in March of 24, we did go live with half of the EVH Legacy Vantage sites. So we're getting there. We're currently in the process of managing the implementation for the remaining Legacy Vantage EVH sites. So we're currently in UAT testing with them. They're very engaged. We're really excited to get all of that testing completed and get them implemented at the end of June, or I'm sorry, that is October. I have the wrong date there. I apologize. So we'll be going live in October, the end of September with the EVH legacy sites. Going into our wave four, the remaining EVH sites will be going live. So that would be March of 2025. And that would include the legacy Dayforce and the legacy EVH Ethos ADP sites. So happy to get them onboarded. And at the end of March, we will have all EVH sites in place going live with the new Dayforce environment. So I can open it up for any questions.
Or we'll do questions at the end. Why don't we
Oh,
have
okay.
Brittany
Okay.
in next and talk about operations.
Yep. Good morning. My name is Brittany Klein, and I'm the Director of HR Operations. So I'm going to talk to you today about the HR Service Desk, also known as Retriever. So my team was heavily involved in the launch and also like the architecture of the various HR services that are available to you in Retriever. So I've listed them here. I won't read them to you, but there's a list of 17 different services you can request in the system. You should be able to find them in the HR dropdown on the far left side. But if you can't, you can always type in the name of the service in the Retriever search menu. You can find it. The form will ask you a few questions of what it is exactly you're looking for. And then your form will be routed to the correct service team to be responded to. If you are unsure, you kind of have a question, you're not really sure which form you should use or where to send it to, we do have a general inquiry form as kind of like a catch-all. I'm not really sure who to ask this question to. So feel free to utilize that. I know things we're a matrixed environment, so it's not always easy to know exactly where to go for support. So we did want to build that in there to hopefully get you guys the information you're looking for. If we can go to the next slide, I just wanted to give kind of a high-level overview of the volume of cases that come into the HR teams. This is inclusive, obviously, of all the HR COEs. So it would be payroll, benefits, operations, all the different types of services. So this is just a high-level summary of all the cases that were submitted, that were closed through year-to-date. And then our year-to-date case SLA metrics we're currently at 90%. Obviously, we're always looking to improve that number to make sure you guys are being responded to timely and get you guys the information you need. But that's kind of an overview of our HR operations and the Retriever services. So with that, I'm going to kick it off to our benefits director, Cheryl.
Hi, everybody. Cheryl Soper here. My team is responsible for benefits. That includes all things health and welfare. So all of your medical, dental, vision, life and disability plans. We are also responsible for retirement, leaves of absence, compliance, and well-being. Some of our key functions are really the key one, or the top one here, is to support our team members and leadership with any kind of benefit escalation. So whether it's claim related, deduction issues, providers you're looking to find but maybe can't in our network, any question that comes up, we are here to support. Tickets come in through the Retriever system, and then Brittany and her team pass them on to us as needed to handle those more escalated items. We support leave of absence administration and compliance. We facilitate open enrollment activities. That's our big Super Bowl of the year. And then we are kicking off our new strategic roadmap initiatives. So my team is responsible for coordinating that and bringing all of the leaders together to help talk through that and make a plan for the ongoing years. We manage all of the vendor partner relationships. So every benefit you have that you see in that benefit guide has a account team associated with it, and we manage those relationships and bring various items to them throughout the year. We, of course, collaborate heavily with our internal partners, so finance, payroll, HRIS, our HRBP team, to spread the word and work out problems or inquiries as they come up. And then, of course, ensuring plan compliance with all of our state and federal regulations. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about two items here today with this audience. The first thing is our new EAP program through SupportLink. Everybody has access to this program, all team members and your family. No need to be on an NBA medical plan. The information is here on how to sign up, but it is there to help with any kind of support that you need, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Also give a quick plug for our Go Fetch page under benefits. Lots of great tools and resources there, and a new mental health resources track as well. Last thing, just a reminder that out on Talent Unleashed, we have a site leader benefits administration and responsibilities course. So you can find that out there. We update it each year with anything new that you need to know about helping to manage benefits at your location or in your team. That's it for me. I'm going to hand it over to Sarah Duffy.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So our talent management team is 4 strong. We have Holly, Jamie, Cody, and myself. And as a previously consultative-based, multifunctional, multi-scoped talent and learning team, there's been a lot of internal questions and external questions about what our team does and what we pass to our peers. So quick high-level overview, the top 3 the highlights here. These are where we're spending a majority of our time. These are our priorities for this year. So just helping for your visibility there as well. Workshops and facilitation. This is primarily our hospital administrator workshops and aspiring leaders, which we thank several of you as functional SMEs for partnering to connect with our hospital leadership and educating them on the resources and networks, as well as partnering support for them daily. New this year, and one of the first official mentions and teasers is we will be having our Gallup Q12 employee engagement survey this year. More details, more teasers, more resources and training to come in the next months. We only have 3 minutes today, so keep that in mind, but shoot any questions our way if you have them. And then performance review process, which includes goal creation and a future status of succession planning, career pathing. This is absolutely a multi-tiered, multi-year journey as we travel to get to a point where all of our team members can learn, grow, and stay within our Ethos system. A few items below are some additional areas of support that we offer. You're welcome to reach out to our team. Again, some of that may be passing the baton to some of our peers. Next slide. All right, and here is a high-level overview of the calendar. We have programs that are cascading into one another, and as always in a state of evolution, I do keep the clause that there is room for small shifts. This is not the permanently published schedule, but for you as participants, it is important just to have some visibility into the talent programs this year that may impact you as an individual or your teams. Primarily looking at our engagement survey, which will impact all Ethos team members with eligibility to participate. And then our performance review process, which our target audience for 2024 will be all support center team members, field leaders, and hospital leadership. So really looking at that engagement window from July through October and performance from November through March. That is giving you the ability to take a look there. And then if there are questions later, if we have Q&A, you'll let me know. And if not, then email me offline. And I'm going to do an early pass to Chris from the community team.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and good day, everybody. Happy to be here with you. The community team is committed to creating an empowered community at Ethos, a place where all are heard, seen, and loved, and we make conscious choices in our lives to create what we want. So that's what our team is always working towards. We're led by a community officer, Turpin Mott, and by Tori Barclay, with our coaches sort of allocated across the 3 Ethos regions. You can put our day-to-day work into 3 buckets. So workshops, which spans from multi-day retreats like Health of Healers, all the way to 1-hour virtual lunch and learns. Coaching leaders and key individual contributors, and then facilitated meetings. So for example, we might be invited by our hospitals to do focus groups, or our team agreements process, which enables everyone in the hospital to author and commit to the kind of workplace culture that they want to have. I'd encourage you to check out the community team Go Fetch page for resources and more information on what we offer. Zooming out from the day-to-day, I want to highlight one of the bigger picture initiatives that we're working on, the Leadership Development Journey Curriculum. Next slide, please. So the Leadership Development Journey Curriculum, leaders have an outsized impact on culture, on operations, and on retention. So we're creating dedicated learning journeys for leaders, starting with hospital leaders. This work includes competencies, curriculum, programming, mentorship, to provide the leadership skills and the soft skills that our leaders want. So in the future, leaders will have a step-by-step, well-structured leadership program setting them up for success. And it'll be a cohort learning experience. So they'll be learning side by side with leaders from other hospitals, building relationships, learning from one another. We're super excited about this program and the other big picture initiatives that you see on the slide that we're a part of, all with the goal of building healthy culture here at Ethos, of building an empowered community. Thanks so much for having me today, and I will pass to Shannon.
Great. And I get the honor of talking about our HRBP team. As many of you know, Kristen's last day was Friday. It was a sad day. You know, I really appreciate everything that she did, and she was just a valued asset to all of us. But in her departure, you know, I'm going to be stepping in and helping this amazing team of HRBPs continue to do great work for the field and the support center. So the team, as you can see, is Anna Mott. She does our corporate. We've got Willie Rice, who has stepped up from a HR manager from CASE, and he is covering another HRBP, Annie, who is out on a leave, and he is doing an excellent job. We've got Danielle, who has Division 4 and 15. She's been with us for a little bit now, and along with Lindsay Price, who is also new. She actually had a prior life with Cheryl DeSantis. She worked at Smile Direct. We've got Lisa, who many of you know. I know she's been here a while, along with Michelle. And Brandon was recently promoted as well from an HR manager role into an HRBP, and then we have Alicia. And so this is our HRBP team. You can go to the next one. So one of the big things that I'll be tasked with this year is really helping put some clarity around community, HRBPs, talent and learning, and, you know, helping understand what all the different roles do. Our leaders are going to be meeting in July, and one of the things we want to talk about is, you know, kind of HR, and are we people and culture? Are we HR? And looking at that name to make sure that we include all the parts of HR that make us focused on the teammate experience. But really an HR business partner, when I think about it, they're a dedicated HR expert, and they're a thought partner to the folks in the field. They can help you build your retention strategies. They can work on talent in the field. They can help with succession planning, coaching through performance issues. That's a big thing that most HR folks do really well. We do employee relations investigations. We also help navigate, I consider an HRBP like a spider on a spider web, who's connecting the hospitals with some of the other work going on behind the scenes. So they'll partner with HR operations, HR technology, helping to give solutions to the field. And, you know, also benefits. So the HRBP is kind of your person in the field that helps connect you to all the work going on. And then they support the implementation of enterprise programs. And then they partner with HR COEs just to make sure that you guys are getting the latest and greatest information out there. So that's a little bit about the HR business partner role. And then these are some of the goals that they're working on for 2024. Kristen put this together before they left. But they're going to enhance the employee experience through operational excellence, leverage our culture as a source of engagement, and evolve the role and impact of HR. And so you can see on here, there's different things that they're going to do for the rhythm of the business and the HR support. But I'm really excited about this team. We are still evolving the HR team. I got word yesterday that we're going to be moving more holdco responsibilities under the business. So we'll be expanding the HR team, Ethos HR team, and the NBA team. But we did also recently hire a new equity compensation person as well, who will remain at holdco as a support. But I just wanted to give a shout out to the team. And I don't know how we are on time, but I don't think we have time for questions. Justin?
Let's keep moving. We'll reserve time for the last
All right.
section of the whole meeting.
Great. Next slide. All right, I'm going to pass it on to Brandon for the survey results and case study.
All right, thanks, Shannon. Good morning, everybody. Just as a quick recap, twice a year, we do a support center survey, and that goes out to all of our hospital directors and medical directors and asks them about the speed and quality of support they receive from support center. Field operations also receives the survey, and they take it kind of on behalf of the hospital teams as well, and from their perspective. So just some quick demographics on the responses. We had great response number in the survey that we just did back in April compared to previous years. So I think that's a great indication that our hospitals feel like we're listening to them when they're giving us feedback, and we're taking action to improve the quality of support they receive. And you can see we have a pretty good mix of roles and geographies taking that survey as well. The next step after we closed the survey was to get all the results out to the support center leadership team, team leads, and select team members to begin action planning. So that's started happening over the last month or so. And then we also shared high-level scores with the hospital leadership teams at the annual meeting a couple of years ago, as well as some initial thoughts or discussion around action plans based on this last survey. And, so I wanted to share with everyone on this call, though, the full results for all of the teams that were called out in the survey. And what this shows is the results from last fall and then the results from the spring survey. There's a lot of data on here, but you probably are looking for your own teams on the score sheet here. But I want to highlight a couple things for you. So the first is that we saw quite a bit of improvement in scores compared to the fall. And clearly we were going through a lot of organizational change, moving into the new NLT structure. But since then, we've increased our timeliness score by 0.2 and the quality by 0.3. So that's a great accomplishment, and everyone on this call is part of that and should feel really good about the direction we're heading. I also want to give special call out and congratulations to community team and data analytics for really high continued scores, and for the call center, facilities and safety and legal teams for the largest improvements over that 6-month period. So great job to all of you. And on that note, we want to spend a couple minutes talking about what one of those teams has done to improve their scores from the fall to spring survey. And so I'm super thrilled to be able to hand things over to Luann from the call center to talk about some of the initiatives that she and her team have done.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm really happy to talk to y'all today about this. One thing for sure, we got a lot of feedback. So in the first survey, I think it was, you know, an opportunity for everybody to say what they wanted to provide the feedback. And so we had plenty to go with. And I think it was about really analyzing that feedback for, like, you know, what are the key points? And so the 3 things that kind of stood out were that we needed to communicate more often and more directly with the hospitals that we support. So supporting 15 locations, we were meeting regularly with 2 or 3, but it really became obvious that there needed to be more communication on a regular basis. And I wanted to thank the call center manager, Ash Mary, who he's just great at relationships. And so he's been working really closely with the leaders at the hospitals that we support, and getting that dialogue back and forth about what works well, what doesn't work well. And that kind of led us to this idea that we're not as flexible as the hospitals wanted us to be. So in the past, you know, with Legacy Ethos, we had a structured set of protocols that we worked with each hospital kind of the same way. And that was so that our agents could be successful. We wanted to have rules that they could follow. And in order to do that and cross-train them, we kept things kind of structured. But then, you know, we realized that flexibility was possible. We just needed support through technology. So we last week implemented TalkDesk, which is a contact center platform that has a co-pilot built in. And so all of our knowledge management, which was pretty automated to begin with, but you know, the agent used to have to go and find the information. Now TalkDesk actually gives the agent the information that they need based on the call that they're handling right now. and what hospitals. So we're really excited about that technology and can't wait to see how far it takes us. There's other artificial intelligence built in too that we're pretty excited about. Client sentiment, client feedback. We'll have feedback that we can share with you all about how clients feel about their interaction with us on the phone. And then finally, and certainly not the least of which, the entire leadership team of the call center was really focused on training. And we went back to basics with a lot of things. We did one-on-one coaching with people to help them create new habits in case they needed, that kind of support. And we went from 6 to 8 errors or reports a week of errors to 1 to 3. So we knew that we were getting better. And we're just really grateful that everybody recognized that. So thanks for everybody who filled out the survey, and I'll turn it back to Brandon.
All right, thanks, Luann, and congratulations again to you and your team for the significant improvement in scores. I hope you all have had a chance to celebrate. But of course, success is never final, so there's always more that we can do, and look forward to seeing that new technology solution and what it can do for increased customization for our hospitals.
Thank you.
And on that success is never final note, we've got, this is an ongoing process. And what we're going to be doing is updating the action plans based on this last survey for what we're committing to delivering to our hospital teams for improvements. Those are going to be posted on GoFetch. The action plans from the last time are up there already. If you haven't been to GoFetch and looked at these, please make sure you take a look. And then we're going to continue to highlight actions and improvements on both the support center meetings like this, but also on the Ethos-wide town halls. There'll be opportunities to share progress in individual hospital meetings, and we'll also be featuring things in our Ethos newsletters as well, so we can show that demonstrable process in advance of our next survey coming up in the fall. And to support that, just a couple dates to bear in mind. All of the support center teams will be working on adding or refining action items by mid-June, which is where we'll do kind of the formal deadline for having all those plans updated on GoFetch. And then, as I mentioned, the next survey will be in September. So thank you in advance for everything you have done and continue to do to support our hospital teams. And now I'll hand it over to Donna.
Hi, thank you very much. I am very honored today to talk about our annual meeting. So during the week of May 6th, we were able to bring together hospital directors, medical directors from our sites of service, along with field operations leaders and representatives of the service center and all the leadership team into Tucson for a really amazing event. We had 336 people attending in total, and that included 2 representatives pretty much from almost every hospital team, and representatives from every part of the service or from the support center. Our vendors and industry partners were also there with us as well. I'll mention that this meeting was fully funded by our industry partners, and I want to thank the procurement team for all they did to help organize that and make it an amazing event for our supply partners. And we had this really amazing vendor fair there, where our hospitals could interact with could connect with our hospital partners, our supply partners, and help solve problems and reimagine things and get solutions to things that they were working on. So it was really amazing. The theme was all in, which is about aligning as who we are now as the one ethos. And the content and presentations focused on retention, culture, and medical leadership and operations. And some examples of the sessions that we offered were the language of appreciation, psychological safety, creating intentional culture. We did a deep dive into Power BI. We discussed referral relationships and engagement, and then medical topics such as evidence-based medicine and medical training programs in action. Here you can see a great night of celebration. Here's an example. You can see in the text here all the different awards that support our mission, vision, and values. ways to celebrate things that are happening in our hospitals. And you can see a picture here of one example of Dr. Vaughn from AVES accepting an award, and a special call out today for the talent and acquisition team, who were honored for their servant leadership to as a support center function to the hospitals, voted on by the hospitals. So I just want to give a really big shout out to the talent and acquisition team. Really great recognition for all that you do for our hospitals. Thank you. And then here we're starting to receive feedback about the event, and we're really just kind of overwhelmed by both the constructive feedback we've received and the really great remarks about what really worked for everybody here. I think we're getting a lot of totally agrees on a lot of the questions that we asked, and you can see here some of the verbatim notes here. Example, leadership by HDs and MDs can be challenging, and the roles often feel unappreciated. And I felt more valued by the organization as a whole. And that's what we were going for as we planned this particular event. We really wanted the hospitals to leave with actionable items, things that they could take away and really put into action with the tools that they received there. And so at this point, I also want to give a really big shout out to everybody who planned this meeting. There were many people involved, Justin, you and your team, and then many others, too many to even mention at this point. And we are already beginning, to plan our next meeting. And then we also received a couple of questions, and I know we'll be going into questions and answers in just a minute, but I thought I could address a couple of them right now. One was, how did we make the decision about who from the support center would be invited to the annual meeting? So I just wanted to address that this particular meeting was really meant to be a hospital meeting where they can connect with each other and get a chance to get support from each other and share best practices. We made sure that every function from the support center was represented. And then when determining who would be invited to be with us at this event, the roles engagement, the touch points with the hospital was considered. Do you frequently engage with the hospital teams? And as part of the team leads group, who would most likely have those relationships with the hospitals? We also asked people to attend if help was needed from their function at the meeting, like to support a booth. And then we considered the cost of attending. Because this is a hospital leadership meeting, we engaged the industry partners. And so we considered how they would want their funds spent and how they would want to reach out to the hospital leaders. The other question we received was, would we consider having a support center only function? And so I'll address that from my perspective. And if anybody else wants to weigh in, I'll give space for that. But we would really have to think about what that would mean and what that would look like. Right now, it's not something we plan to do, but it's something we can certainly continue to keep on our radar. We would have to look at how that would be funded and again, take into account our industry partners. But we appreciated those questions, and we'll keep all those things in mind with future planning. And with that, I will turn it over to Ryan Buck.
Okay, thanks, Donna. And thanks, everyone. Thanks to all the presenters. Great job and super informative. And so now if I can ask leadership team to, and those that are helping the leadership team, because there are a couple absences, to turn cameras on, and then I will turn it over to Justin, who's going to be our MC for the Q&A. So over to you, Justin.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to jump right in because we have a lot of active questions, those that were submitted in advance, as well as some questions that are being asked live. So let's get right into it. This first one we'll send back to you, Ryan. It's about Red Bank. We're hearing so much about it. People are excited. They're posting on social media. Is this technically the largest hospital in the US and or the world? What can we say about that relative to its size?
Yeah, so unfortunately, there isn't like a database, a one-stop shop, or even a multiple stop shop to really kind of get that answer. We have looked all over the internet, and as far as we can see, Red Bank is the largest small animal specialty and emergency hospital in the US. AMC in New York boasts the largest nonprofit. They're 83,000 square feet. The Red Bank is 103,000 square feet. There are larger hospitals that are mixed animal, include large animal services. But as far as we can see, as far as we can tell, and please, if anyone else has other information, or if you are bored on a Friday night and just want to try to figure this out for us, through various searches, let us know if you find one larger. But we do believe Red Bank is the largest this specialty emergency hospital.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. This next question is about recruitment, indirectly about referral bonuses. So Chris Wilkins, if you're on, I'll throw this one to you. Are the employee referral bonuses transferable between our sister companies?
Hi, everyone. Yes, absolutely they are. Good question. And yeah, we will honor all employee referrals across, all of our sister companies. So whether that's Ethos, MVA, GP, Pet Resorts, or the equine businesses. And the only thing to remember is that the payout would be based upon the receiving company's, policy. So the dollar amounts do vary a little bit company by company, but absolutely they are across the entire organization.
Thank you, sir. And because HR was the feature, we have a bunch of questions, Shannon, for you and team. So I'm going to work our way through them. And I'll start with you, Shannon. Can we get an update on when job descriptions will be given to employees?
Yeah, I mean, your manager should be able to provide you with a job description, and that should include the essential functions of your job and any expectations they have for you for success. We also have goal planning turned on right now to help make sure that you're still successful. We are doing a job architecture project as well, which may be what some folks are referring to, but that's really going to look at job leveling. It's going to take those job descriptions and make sure that you're categorized into the same place. Now, I will say in the future, I do think it would be really helpful for all employees if we could house all of the job descriptions in one place, maybe under HR. And that could be a project that we could, take on in the future. But for now, most of you guys should be able to get a job description from your leader. And if your leader needs help with creating a job description, or you haven't formalized one, please reach out to HR and we'd be happy to assist you with that.
Thank you. Things are expensive. So there's a question around if remote employees could be given an internet stipend.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's something that we've looked at this year as part of our T&E. We do reimburse cell phones. A lot of our focus this year around inflation is really going to be around comp, like I mentioned, the job architecture, making sure that we've got folks in market. I'm going to be hiring a comp director to help us take us down this journey and make sure that we're competitive, but we're also standardizing a lot of our programs, including our AIP, which we just rolled out, to make sure that we are fair and consistent around how benefits are, or how our bonuses are paid. And then we're also going to be looking at our equity programs, and then how we level people. So that's going to be a big one that we focus on this year. It's not to say we can't look at that. It's just, I don't believe it's on our roadmap as far as I know in 2024.
Thank you for that. A lot of the questions that y'all are asking live are being answered live. So if you have any more, please continue to add them to the Q&A function button at the bottom of your screen. All right, Shannon, we're going to stick with you. As Brandon mentioned in his setup about Support Center, we did go through a lot of change last year with the next level transformation work. What future NLT initiatives should we be expecting this year, including potential layoffs?
Okay, so I know there were 3 big work streams that we were looking at for NLT, and it was HR is one of them. And I shared just really briefly that we are going to be moving some of the HR functions that were previously at Holdco into the business. Now we're still operating as one NVA group, so I can tell you we'll split them up, but there's going to be teams that are going to partner together still, and we'll, go back and forth on where they sit. But, I know finance is supposed to be rolling out some modeling for accounting. We've got some FP&A work going on, but some of these NLT finalizations were really based on Oracle and Dayforce being implemented, which we're not there yet. And so some of the work that we need will be put on hold until those projects are done. But I'll tell you, there is no plans for layoffs that we're aware of right now. But, obviously, if business changes, we'll make sure that everyone's informed if anything were to come in the future, but no layoffs planned for 2024.
All right, I'll give you a break, Shannon, because we have a live question that came in. I think this one is probably best for Cheryl. Will we know benefits cost before we begin budgeting for 2025?
Yes, that is the goal. That's the simple answer. We are starting our 2025 roadmap work now. And we are hoping to have direction by very early September. And I understand that is going to hopefully meet that budget goal.
Thank you.
I think just one thing to add, I think one of the challenges is we never know specifically what everyone's going to select. So, you know, and Cheryl, you can probably speak better to this, but you know, we can use historical you know, breakdown of which plans and use that as a predictor, but we don't know if there's turnover and you know someone leaves you know, and then another person joins and they don't need health insurance, or they do and the person that left didn't need it, then obviously there's going to be variances. So we're never going to be perfect there. But yes, the answer is on a per person and per plan basis, we should know those numbers before we finalize our budget. Cheryl, anything else that you want to add on that note?
No, you nailed it. That's exactly it. We'll true up if we need to at the end of the year once enrollments are completed, and that'll get us ready for next year.
Great, thank you.
Awesome. All right, I have another one this one's about PTO, and there's two of them. So Cheryl, Shannon, I'll let you two virtually arm wrestle who wants to answer this one. But the first one is, when will we all be moved to the same PTO policy? Some of us have to accrue time while others have an unlimited policy. That's one. The second one is, what will happen to legacy Ethos PTO? Will we be paid out for this?
I can take this. So as of right now, we have not consolidated all into one plan. That is the goal to get there, but there's a lot of work that has to happen behind the scenes before we're going to be there. It comes with budgeting. It looks at accrual balances. So it's not an easy task to do. What I will tell you is, for legacy Ethos, that question, you will continue to accrue and cap and everything on your current plan. When we decide to move everyone under the same PTO plan, if we do that this year, we will then communicate what we will do with the balances. And that could change. If we have a really great year, we might change that. I think in the prior world, we paid the balances out upon termination when we moved to that plan, but we'll reevaluate that once we decide what we're going to do moving forward in 2025.
Thank you. There were some questions that were asked live and answered live about some of the specificity in the slides that were shown today. But as always, we'll be sending out a follow-up email so you have the deck, and then we'll be writing out all the answers to these questions as well, so you'll be able to reference that. And that will live on GoFetch, of course. All right, I think we just have one more. This is a fun one. Has a 4-day work week or 8-hour work day instead of 9 ever been considered? Shannon, that's probably for you.
You know, I'm not sure what we've considered here. I know in hospitals, we've had different schedules to accommodate different folks. I think one of the things that we would need to look at if we were to ever look at flex scheduling, it's just the ability to be there for our hospitals. You know, we are a service center and we're here to support them. And so anything that we do, we'd want to make sure that it wouldn't have a negative impact on them. But, you know, I know a lot of companies are looking at different things such as, you know, summer Fridays, things like that. I don't think that's anything that we've talked about as a group, just because, you know, most of our hospitals are 24/7 and we want to make sure that we're available to our customers. And Brian, I don't know if you have anything to add to that, or if I covered it.
I mean, I think it's not something we've explicitly spoken about, but, you know, certainly all ideas are welcome. You know, I guess the question of 8-hour workday versus 9, you know, not exactly sure, you know, kind of where that's coming from. Maybe 9 is, you know, because you think about 8 times 5 is 40-hour week is a full day. And I think we should all shoot for that. I think 9 may imply, you know, taking some time off during the day, you know, to get to net 8, I'm guessing. And I would absolutely be an advocate for that, to take certainly some time off during the day. I can tell you, I do that. And people that work with me know that I have a 30-minute block for lunch, and it's like sacred. It moves. you know, from anywhere from 11 to 1, depending on what I have going on. But when that 30-minute block disappears, I get very grumpy because I need to eat something and I need to sort of like leave my office and you know, sort of recenter. And so I think if you find yourself in 9 hours of, since this is Sports Center, we're talking meetings, if you're in 9 hours of back-to-back meetings, I would say that's not good and not healthy. So, you know, schedule some time in there, block some time off so you can, you know, go walk around the neighborhood, grab something to eat, just get your mind off things, you know, check your social media feed, you know, watch a rerun of Vanderpump Rules or whatever floats your boat. I say that because my wife watches that. So anyways, that's my take.
Awesome. Well, these meetings are for all of you, and we have always gotten feedback to make sure that we build in ample time for Q&A. But I think for the first time in Ethos history, we've gotten through all of the questions. I know, celebrate. So any last minute live questions? Otherwise, we'll turn it back to Ryan to close us out.
Yeah, nothing more for me. I would say, again, thank you to all the presenters. Congratulations to all those that won awards at the annual meeting. Mentioning again, the talent acquisition team is voted by the hospitals as you know, excellence in service. So congratulations there. And thank you all. The shout outs were fantastic. They were inspiring. Sounds like most people have a really nice you know, something planned, and encourage those that don't have something planned, get something planned, because again, recentering, getting that work-life balance is really important. So thanks all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks all.
Bye.